Okay, let's talk about those row crops. Soybeans again. We can't really talk about soybeans unless we talk about the bull, or at least the elephant in the room, not the bull. The elephant would be China. And there has been some on and off tweets about whether or not this deal is going to get done phase one. So that's something that you kind of have to keep in mind. But that's also something that we're going to have to really learn how to trade. Again, I've said this before and other things, that this binary outcome is difficult. It's hard when we see these news events come out and the market reacts immediately. You either were long and made money on the move higher, or you didn't. And that's something you'll have to learn. And there are strategies out there. Once things get a little bit more calmed down, you can kind of learn how to put options in there, but it's not for this talk, but something to keep an eye on. We've seen a decent recovery, right? But you have to be kind of careful here, because what I want to do is I kind of have to build my picture about what's been happening. And with the funds are now long, and we've got the small spec long, the farmers long. What could go wrong here? I'm a little skeptical or a little defensive, only because of all those folks are now owning the market. And the reason I say that, and this is another lesson for those guys out there, you have to kind of think about, okay, what's the news that we're going to get at this USDA report? This is what we're kind of all getting ready for. What news are you going to get from the USDA that's going to attract even newer buyers to the market, right? Because it's going to have to be really good, because if we've already got everybody long, we're going to have really, really good news to attract new buyers so those longs can get out of their trades and take their profits. Because if it's kind of good, who's going to be the buyer? If it's okay, who's going to be the buyer? So that's something you need to keep an eye on. And so we build this picture. We've got the farmer long, we got the small spec long, we got the managed money long. Again, to keep the rhyming going, what could go wrong here? So keep that in mind. And also, we've seen a nice recovery. 95 to a buck, kind of a rally back. You're going to have to start, as we get closer and closer to that USDA report, relying on those technicals to give you places that maybe that's where you want to place your bets. That's maybe something that you're going to have to look at, because we're not going to get a ton of fundamental news. Now, we've had some bad weather come out. There has been some things that have been supportive, or at least mildly supportive of this market. But again, you have to think, what's the news going to be that's going to reward the people that are already long this market and attract new buyers in? Something that a lot of traders, especially young traders, don't think about when they get into a trade. So keep an eye on those technicals when this market starts to back up. Again, I'm a little bit defensive. So when the market starts to back up, you have a plan, because it could be kind of crazy about how you want to enter the market if you still want to express your point of view. So I would say, as the market gets slower and we have less and less fundamental news, you want to turn your focus and attention to the technicals. Those are just another way to trade. Fundamentals is one way, technicals is another, and you kind of have to know both. You can have a favorite, but I like to lean on technicals when there's no new fundamental news, and that can also give me an idea about what the rest of the trade's looking at. So beware. I'm a little defensive, but everybody out there is long. What's the news going to have to be to help bail out these guys from their winning trades?